So I finished my first electric textile project. And this will be a potential project for a makerspace in my school. And what I've done is I've sewn this on felt so it doesn't fray. And I've used a coin battery. I'll show you. One of these batteries is inside this part. I actually took apart a toy because I couldn't find a battery holder. Surprisingly, simple things like that are quite difficult to buy in Jakarta. So if you look here, I'll give you a little peek there. You can see the coin batteries inside. Now, this was a bit of a learning curve. I learned, of course, that a coin battery has a positive and a negative, but it's not so obvious. Yeah, there's a big plus on the back, but the back actually goes around to the sides. So in the battery holder, you want the pin that's touching the sides, that's your positive, and the pin that's touching the underside that has no writing on it, that's the negative. And you have to remember this because your sewing must connect, so all of your positives and negatives must line up. I used this kind of LED for this project, and these LEDs, they have a long and a short side. Now, that's not a mistake. It's also telling us that the long one is positive and the short one is negative. So when you bend, all I did was get some pliers and bend the wire so that I could sew into it. You need to work out some kind of system so you can remember which one was positive and which is negative. And I did that by making the positive a bit pointy and the negative was more round. That was just my own system. Because when you're sewing from A to B, you need to make sure that you don't cross any wires over or it won't work. Now, to sew this, I use this. It looks like ordinary thread, but it's not. It's actually conductive thread. So it behaves just like a wire when you're making a circuit. And over here you'll see I've got two metal press studs. This was because I couldn't find a switch. Again, it's difficult in Indonesia to find these things. So I improvised and I used this because it's metal. So when you put the two together, you can see, look, it works. And it was quite a learning process to get to this point. But I feel it's a really great project for a makerspace, especially for a beginner to do this one before you proceed on to something more complicated. I will put the instructions of step by step on my blog coming soon.